I just got home. Well, no, I didn't just get home. I got home and unloaded the car because I went and got some goat and chicken feed, and I went to get dog food and cat food and stuff for inside the house. Some of that stuff was 1 gallon jugs of water because, that's so frustrating. Never know when she's going to stop, and she's hooked to me. So anyway, in the last video, you saw us filling up the stock tank with 5 gallon buckets of water. And some of you asked in the previous video, before this one you just watched, why didn't I just run hose out to the stock tank? Why didn't I just buy some more water hoses and run it all the way out to the stock tank? Well, the reason for that is because I didn't have enough water pressure. I was having problems with the water pressure in the house. And as a matter of fact, for a little bit, it was too hard. And the water tank, the hot water tank, was leaking at the pop-off valve. And so I got someone to change out the pop-off valve because the hot water tank is new. We put a new hot water tank in when I moved out here. Or, well, I mean, we actually did it right before I moved out here. So it's only a couple of years old. Let me put Maggie in here. Oh, ready? Maggie goes, wait, I gotta undo you. Come here. Okay, go ahead. Good girl. So Maggie's gonna hang out in there and go potty while we go check on the goats. Checked on I checked on Rain this morning, and she's getting pretty close. And actually, one of the other goats is getting kind of close too. Their udders are one of their udders is more full than Rain's udder is. So, but Rain's ligaments are looser than the other goats. So it's a race. Don't know who will win. I still think Rain will have hers next. Like, she'll be the next one, but I don't know for sure. And I don't see her, so she could actually be in there and be in labor right now, or have already had them. We have another horrible storm coming here in just a couple of hours, so it would make sense for her to go ahead and have them now, because they tend to do that. I don't know what it is about cows and goats, but that's when they want to have their babies. Anyway, I get back to you. Oh, there's Rain. She's still fat. River, how are you? Come on, all you little people. Training the baby's wet. Look how big she is. She's got more than one in there. So while they're pregnant and while they're milking, hang on just a second. Okay, so while they're pregnant and while they're in milk, I feed them twice a day. Guys, let's go this way. But then the rest of the time, I only feed them once a day. But they have grass and they have hay in the winter, so it's fine. Here's one that hadn't had hers yet. She's got a minute. But see, look, her udder's getting full. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. Rain's daughter. Man, she's pretty. Rain's got some milk in there, but not enough. Look how big she is. Hello. She's not gonna let me check her. Here's the babies. This one is the sweetest right here. Come here. The others are kind of standoffish. If I'm out here a while, they'll come up to me and they'll climb on me. They don't really like me petting them, but they'll climb on me. But this little white girl, her and her brother behind her, the one scratching his leg back there, they're real friendly. What are you doing? You're so cute. See, that's the one I'm worried about is going to be next. Or they could even do it the same day. So they're good. I'm going to go check and see how the cows are doing, see how much water they drank. Water. That brings me back to what I was trying to tell you. So we changed off the pop-off valve on the hot water tank, and that didn't fix it. Took a shower that night, and there was water leaking from where the pop-off valve is. So then we changed the hot water tank, bought a brand new one. So there's a shut-off valve behind the hot water tank. The plumber that came out and redid the plumbing here in the house when I moved in, he put a bunch of shut-off valves, instead of like putting an individual shut-off valve under the kitchen sink and under the bathroom sinks and wherever else. He put them all right there together behind the hot water tank. I don't know why, but anyway, so we turned that off to change the tank. We turned the water off, and that valve, the line right behind the valve, busted, broke. Water was spraying out, and so we had to change that. So new tank, fixed the leak, and still there was water leaking when I used hot water from the pop-off valve of the brand new tank. And the pressure was pretty hard. It was pretty, it was more than it usually is. Had to go get the cow feed. I forgot that I was going to feed the cows and check on them. So anyway, the pressure was a little bit harder than it normally was, so got to get a plumber out. Check that out. And then the pressure started getting weaker and weaker and weaker. So by the time I put this stock tank over there to where I have the cows now, remember, they're over there so that I can watch them and make sure that they calve okay. There's only one cow left. And I started to say it'd be so nice if she had it when I went out there, but that's not true because it's going to storm pretty bad. I'll be right back, Maggie. I'll be right back. So the pressure was not hard enough. It was real weak, and that is why I did not go buy some more hoses and just put hoses out to the stock tank. That's why I'm using the 5-gallon buckets, because the pressure is just not there. And I thought, well, there's a leak, you know, and it was several different days I would go check the meter, and I would look at it, it wasn't running. I'd turn on a faucet and then go check the meter and it would run, and I'd turn off the faucet and then it would stop running. So there wasn't a leak I guess there couldn't have been a leak from the meter. Hang on, Maggie, I'll be right back. I'll be right back. She's spoiled. So there wasn't a leak from the meter to the house anyway. And finally, it got to where I thought, well, I have got to go ahead and call that plumber. Can't put this off anymore because it was just not working for me. And it got real low. It got to where it would take a long time to fill up these buckets because, I mean, there was barely any pressure. Couldn't take a shower here. Could do things like maybe wash your hands or brush your teeth, but that's it. So I thought I'd call the water company before I call a plumber. And so Monday I called the water company and told them I was having problems with the water pressure and asked if it was anything that they were doing. I wanted to find out if it was anything that they were doing before I called the plumber. Maggie's pretty upset with me. I don't know if you guys can see her. She's quite upset. I'm afraid she's going to get out, and then once she gets out, then she knows she can get out. So everybody's fine. Both calves are here. This is the one that's next. This right here is the one that lost the calf. I came home and there were vultures or some black vultures or turkey vultures or something out there, and she was trying to protect the dead calf, not baby, but calf from the birds. And so this one should be next. This one had the black calf, and I don't see him. He was here just a second ago. No, that isn't him. I don't know where he is. He was here just a second ago, so I know he's all right. And then this one had this beautiful brown. There he is. There he's over there. He's fine. They're both she's. Anyway, the black one had this brown one, and the brown one had the black one. I am going to go get Maggie before she gets in trouble, before she gets out, before something happens. So anyway, I called them and said, I just wanted to, I'm having problems with the water pressure. I wanted to see if it was something that you guys were doing before I called the plumber. And she said, do you have water? And I said, a little bit. I don't have very much at all. I said, I can brush my teeth, but I certainly couldn't take a shower with it. And she said, well, most people haven't had water in 7 days. And she said it in a way like that should make me feel privileged, or that should make me feel better, or, you know, well, at least you have some water. You know, it wasn't really the response I wanted. And actually, just answer the question. You know, I just called to see, do I call a plumber or do I wait until you guys get your end fixed, you know, before I waste the money calling the plumber? Anyway, if I had known that it was something they were doing on their end and I had called, I would still want something a little bit more than the response that I got, you know. She just made it sound like, well, I should be lucky that I had any water at all because everybody else has been out for 7 days. So it is something they're doing. There is nothing I can do about it. And as of about 7 o'clock last night, I had zero water coming through the faucet. None. I have no water. And so I can't even fill up 5-gallon buckets like I was doing at my own house and take it out to the cows. So fortunately, Mom and Dad live across the street and they have a well. I have a well, it just doesn't work yet. But they live across the street, they have a well, so I'm going to have to get 5-gallon buckets, use their gator, and carry water over to the stock tank. I meant to look to see how much they had drank when I was there. But one other thing I wanted to point out is the ducks are still getting into that big tank. And that water is filthy from the ducks. And that blue tank wasn't that filthy yesterday. I added water to it yesterday. But I'm getting like barely any pressure of water, so I couldn't clean it out. I'm going to see if I can get to that before the storm gets here. If not, it's going to rain. And so I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make sure the cows have water to drink. I mean, dirty water is better than no water. So I got to make sure the cows at least have water to drink. And then when we get them taken care of, then I'm going to try to clean out this water here. And it's just going to take a long time. But I got to hurry up. It is so humid. It is more humid than it was the last 2 times it stormed. The last, like, it's been there. We've had a lot of tornadoes. Not here. None has hit right here where I am, but I am in northeast Oklahoma, and we've had tornadoes all around us. So I don't know. It's already a rough year. So they do have some water. That's good. I think. What am I going to do? I think what I'm going to do is change out the goats' water first, and then come over and try to fill this up, because they have plenty. They have plenty for tonight. It's going to rain. I don't go to work tomorrow. I'll be here, and I'll fill it up in the morning. But I don't know how long this is going to last. When you call anybody out on a well, one thing, it takes money, right? Resources. But the other thing is parts for wells are hard to get. Mom and Dad had their house built. They had their well built. Actually, the well was there. Getting the guy out to look at the well to see what it needed took a while. And then getting the parts to come in so that he can replace oh my goodness. That startled me. I'm going to put Maggie over here because I don't want her messing with it. I don't know if you saw it, but you will here in a second. Hang on, Mags. Stay right there. Oh my gosh, that startled me. He's about 3 foot. I know the camera's not going to show that. I mean, not going to show how long it is, but that's just a black snake, a chicken snake. Probably one eating the eggs. But that's where we go through. We think, Mag? Decisions. You remember I had a couple of ducks come up dead. And I caught a possum. And I moved the ducks over with the bucks. And I haven't lost any more ducks. But I've had eggs disappearing. Okay, I've made up my mind. He's only 3 foot. He didn't get the ducks. Maybe some eggs. He hasn't got a duck. I just got to get him out of my way because this is where I'm going to come back and forth to fill up the buckets. Oh, look at him. I already don't like you, buddy. But he's moving. He turned and looked at me and said, "You want some of this?" Look at that. See, now you can kind of see how long he is. I got this, Maggie. We're good. Okay, he's out of the way. Some of you will be happy that I let him go. Some of you won't. But I tell you what, he startled me when I came around the corner there. All right, let's get Maggie. And let's go get the gator. Was I done talking? No, I was in the middle of talking. Oh yeah, when Dad got his well going, it took a while to get the guy out that works on wells, and then because he's backed up because everybody needs work, and then when he figured out what was wrong with it, it took a long time for the parts to come in. So man, I don't know how this is going to work. I wish I had a pond, like, because I can get buckets for the rest of us, right? For it would suck, but for quite a long time. But for the cows, man, I wish I had a pond. I'm not going to show me filling up the stock tank or cleaning out the other one because it's just, you know, water, just back and forth water, spilling it on the way. So I'm going to catch up with you guys later, probably another day. Yeah, probably another day. All right, guys, I am filling up, I'm cleaning out the duck and the goat waters like I said I would. I'm in the gator, went and got, about fell, went and got a little bit of water over there, filling it up, coming back. I don't even have my tripod on me, but I almost ran over this. This is not, can you see him? This is not the same one. This one's bigger. This one is watching me. And it is, yeah, it's probably 4.5 foot, I think. He's all squished up. He may be bigger than that, actually. As I see the rest of him down here, he's pretty good size. They are out right now. I just looked at the temperature. It is really humid, and it is, but it's 80 degrees out here, and really, really humid. And clouds are starting to come in. Oh, there he goes. You can see how big he is now. But he's gonna go over with the ducks and goats. So oh, he's huge. All right, gotta go. All right, so ran to the shop real fast. Got a couple of tools. Man, I'm hot. He got away from me. I did get a hold of him. I put the spade down on him, and he jumped at me. He was moving, so I didn't get right at the back of his head. And he actually came at me and hit my leg. He came through the fence, came at me through the fence faster than I could move, and hit my leg. I'm not afraid of snakes, but they kind of weirded me out just a little bit because he's big. He's a really good size one. He went under the shop here, which is where the other one went. There's Kitty over there. Wonder if Kitty can catch him. But that one got away. If I see him again, I'm gonna keep this stuff with me in case I see him again. But I doubt it. I bet he did, because I had the spade on him, but I just didn't get in the right place. I tried to move it, and he came at me. I didn't know chicken snakes would come at you, but I knew water moccasins would, but I didn't know. Oh well, learn something new every day. All right, it is the next day, and I just got on here to close out the video from yesterday, but I want to point out, I've got this truck sitting, where is it? Right there, that is not running right now. During the winter, I didn't start it. Well, I did, but when we had that freeze, I didn't during those days. The battery is dead, and the tires, since it's been sitting there, needs to be aired up. They haven't been aired up, and it's probably going to need, you know, some other work on it by now. But it was running, so that is why I'm not using that to water the cows. I'm using Dad's gator. And last night my friend Amy came over and brought this tank here from her parents' house, thinking that it might fit in the back of the gator, but she forgot exactly how big it was. It will not fit. It would fit in the truck, but it won't fit in the gator. But then Dad reminded me of something else. Dad reminded me that I have this, and this will fit in the gator, which is a good thing because I still have zero water, no water. I don't know how long this is gonna be. My understanding that when I called a few days ago, other people had gone without any water, completely with no water for 7 days at that time, and I was just barely getting a little bit. So hopefully they're getting close to getting something resolved. I'm about to leave and go out of town for a minute, and so I'm gonna go check on the cows, then I'm gonna head out of here. But I just wanted to close the video out, tell you guys thank you for watching, and hit that like button, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and we'll see you on the next one. Yes, I am a little paranoid coming back through here.